Gentlemen, welcome. Everyone, welcome to another episode of Business Partners. Today we'll be checking in with my two fellow learners over here. Care to introduce yourselves, gentlemen?
I don't think of myself as a learner.
Sure.
Oh,
Nick,
no, you go
Nick,
ahead.
I'm almost done. I'm almost finished,
fine.
Nick.
Go ahead, please.
It's good to see you all. I do think of myself as an expert just under the level of Bibra, and I'm happy to impart wisdom. I think of you watching, listening. I think of you as the learners, and I don't want you to introduce yourselves.
okay. Thank you very much, Standish. And the other one, your turn.
Barbara. Hello, it's me, Nick Slick, CEO and inventor/creator. I'm back to talk about the exciting updates to our housing app and how we've sort of shifted and pivoted and moved and shook our way from the metaverse to the world of AI. So exciting stuff for our rapidly growing business.
Oh, very lovely. Speaking of a utopic sort of world, Standish, care to update us about what you are currently getting into?
Oh yeah, I realized I forgot to say the part about my business. Well, so what I've been doing, you may remember last time, was I was building my own society outside of the confines of the world that we live in, which is corrupt, which is not good, which is not right. So I was building something that is all of those things. We took over several acres of national forest in Utah, and last time things were going very well. I had a shipment of water buffalo, a whole herd. Put in there. Since we last talked, our little homestead has run into a couple, I would say, speed bumps, but the speed bumps we have here are the trees that we've downed that are hard to walk over. But so yeah, I did have a falling out. You may remember my angel investor Azazel. We did have a falling out. We no longer talk. He was trying to tell me that some of the water buffalo meat looked rancid, and I said, Azazel, you don't know what you're talking about. You're an ethereal being. You don't eat. I don't even know if you have a stomach under those glowing robes. So I told him, take a hike, go back to find somebody else's ear to whisper into, you demon. And he didn't like when I called him a demon one bit. So yeah, he's gone. I am on my own, and we did eat the meat. So that's kind of where we are right now.
And just for the lay person, what he just said is that he is in charge of a commune. Essentially, he owns a cult. So Standish Babcock runs the cult known as Libertyburg USA.
Libertyburg US is not a cult. It's not a cult. It's not. Yeah, the lay person is a sinner. For those of you who have not found the light, you might call it a cult. The same way, if you are stupid, you might call the square a circle.
Very good, Standish. Nick Slick, I see that you have done your homework as far as being collaborative with
teacher's pet.
No such thing.
Maybe more so you're just more familiar with following protocol.
Or perhaps Barbara, and if I may interject, your such lovely, beautiful voice, which sounds practically angelic tonight. I would say that I'm not perhaps teacher's pet so much as a coherent businessman.
Not very coherent.
To make money.
Your mic tonight, Nick. It sounds like you're calling in from an empty basement. Have you had to fire all of your employees and clear out all the furniture?
Oh no! This is a state-of-the-art technology. This is a mic that was created from the headset company that is run by Meta. Are you familiar with Facebook? Perhaps yes. They're now moving into sort of corporate interfaces. Sort of Zoom and all that good business. And this is their latest headset. So I'll have you know this was not cheap. I'm not calling from any basement. I'm calling from my office.
Maybe it's the internet out
here. The echo is to soothe.
I am in the middle of woods with what I'm told is some kind of device from a cellular phone that can create internet. So maybe it's a connection issue. Babira, Can you back me up here? Does Nick Slick sound like pure shit?
I was just listening to you as your coach, being moderately proud of some of the steps it seems that you two have taken to really learn more about your
Is
surroundings.
this Barbara? Who are we talking to now?
I
Yes,
know. Is this? It doesn't sound like the Babara from last time. I don't. Did you?
you
Uh,
know,
did you get replicated? Standish,
excuse
you'd
me.
know about that.
Replicate? No, I don't read the news because I'm too busy rebuilding society. Nick, what's replication?
Oh well, it's some whack, cringe, fringe theory that you'd probably know about. Just sort of, your body has been replaced by another, and it sounds as though this Barbara is different from the previous Barbara, and
An imposter,
perhaps a
Barbara,
body switching has happened.
a
Yes, like
body
Gentlemen,
double.
a new
excuse me,
Barbara.
but while I am the same Barbara that was here last time, in fact,
Thank
I
goodness.
am delighted to let you know that I just got back from summering. I'm calling it summer because that's where they call it where I went to get my voice done.
Your voice done.
Your voice
Yes,
is
it
like a
was
voice lift, or
more of a larynx Botox. So please do excuse me as I'm still in the healing phases and will be going in and out of different bubble pockets, I call it.
you do have
With
a
that,
beautifully angelic voice. I might add. It is different, but
Um,
in a
let me jump
beautiful
in here,
way.
Nick. I've conferred with many angels. They don't sound a thing like Barbara
Well, Azalea, as you or Iggy or whoever, or
Zazel.
is yes, you said that they're a demon, so I don't know if
Well,
they would
I was
have
it
necessarily
was
the
a
most beautiful of voices.
I
moment of
prefer to
passion.
just be referred to as
Sure,
otherworldly, but gentlemen, the point is, we're feeling good.
ethereal.
Yes.
We're out here, and today I am really excited to cover the topic of constructive criticism while we're on it. I think there's a lot of possibility for us to turn our criticism into domination, really. So I'd like to start with Mr. Slick.
Maybe I could. Oh yes, same page, Barbara, or Babra.
It's
We
Babar.
are
Thank you.
Babar. Pardon me. Yes. So I do want to sort of pivot from the learning about your corporate enemy and sort of weaponizing that, as you just said. Um, Standish, you said something about you're standing in the middle of the forest. Is that forest that still exists, or is that
Um, well, the,
sort of an empty logging field? Because I heard that due to your extremely overzealous logging operation in the adjacent national forest, you've had, what is it, 3 or 4 FBI showdowns with your
um,
community in this past month?
yes, that is. It's true that the evil does not like good. Does not like to see life sprout. So yeah,
Well, I
we
mean,
have.
that can't be good for your business either. I mean, it's sort of evil for the business side of things, perhaps.
I'll tell you the real problem that we're running into, despite the those FBI raids, is the water buffalo meat. Really, it did go bad, but not quite in the way I thought. I figured that we'd be protected by some kind of
I
holy probiotic.
I
And I'm
heard it actually went bad before it was
yeah.
even able to be frozen. I heard you had a bovine disease going around.
Well,
Something like 15,000 water buffalo are just dead.
that is what I thought, and so I did
That's what
tell
the news
everybody.
said. I read it on the news. I know you don't get the news, but I mean
Yeah,
they're covering
lies.
your homestead operation or
The news
community or
tells
whatever you're calling it.
the news tells nothing but lies, but they are right in this case. So what happened though was I did say, look,
A broken lie is right twice a month.
what you don't want to do is get any of the shots. You don't want to take any of this Fauci medicine. What you want to do is just take this cordyceps that we've been growing, that doesn't actually grow because we did clear out too much of the forest. The mycelium layer is gone now. But take this. That's basically the same thing as antibiotics. What happened though is it turns out it wasn't bovine a bovine issue. It was rabies. So there was a large rabies outbreak, and I did one of the things that you learn from your mistakes. I did tell everybody, don't get the rabies vaccine, the Faucine, we call it. Um, and so that there was a large rabies outbreak, first of animals and then of humans, and then the FBI got it. It is you may see on the news about a third of Utah is shut down right now because there's not enough vaccine, and there's a lot of hordes out there just sort of taking over small communities. I think they're going to get to Vegas soon.
It must look like The Walking Dead in Utah nowadays.
but the
That's
good
due to you, I'm sure. That's
yeah.
beautiful work, Standish.
And I did get bit a little bit ago this morning, but I did cut my arm off just before I think the blood got up to my elbow. So it's been a kind of a rough day, but the silver lining to this
Jeez.
dark cloud is in dark times people need a savior, and I'm pretty sure that's me.
Wow. Standish, that is just so prolific, and I just can't help but feel like that is such a wonderful depiction of how you took all of your criticisms and built them into domination of some sort.
That's true. It's true, and
Yeah,
I
you're
really,
dominating the entire state of Utah at the moment.
and I'm
It's a
Yeah,
dominating.
national emergency.
I'm
dare I
dominating,
ask,
and I'm
what's
and I'm
next,
healthy, and I really dodged the rabies ball all up there.
Does
Mr.
rabies
Slick?
make you cough?
Well, I'll tell you this much: I'm just trying to drink some water, and it's kind of freaking me out. Water's a weird thing. You ever think about that?
Standish, why don't you
No.
take a break and think on that for a minute while we go over to Mr. Slick and talk with him about the criticisms of AI?
Excellent pivot there, Bara. So, yes, so I know we talked last time. I'm happy to just be I'm happy to be in the presence of business giants like yourself, Babara. I
Thank
know
you.
Thank
that
you.
you've had well, no, uh, you're welcome. I know that last time we talked about the high value housing app, Glousing, that I created, that essentially creates it creates virtual houses, and that was last time, and now this time we've made a huge switch from virtual houses to real life houses. It's
Wow.
still metaverse compatible, yay. We picked up about 3 billion from Meta just to keep our project alive. So that was really good. A real Thanksgiving moment, a real Standish,
Hmm.
uh,
Standish
the
success.
pilgrim.
That's what we're all calling it.
No, I was referring to the pilgrim of Thanksgiving who said, let us give thanks for this more. I forget his name, but he was a Standish too. Anyways, so now
Good
we are
race of
building
people,
customized
Standishes.
AI house. What was that?
It's a good race of people, Standishes. I'm happy to be part of the tradition.
I don't know if that
That's
would be a
beautiful.
race,
Please
but
keep drinking your water,
now we're
Standish.
yeah. Please
I'm
keep
trying.
yourself hydrated, Standish, and
I can't get it.
perhaps
I can't keep it down.
just mute in between the bouts of coughing blood.
Excellent
So,
idea.
Babara. Oh, sorry, Babara. Please go ahead.
No, I was just complimenting your idea. Please continue.
Oh, well, thank you. That carries a lot of water, not to,
Don't say
sit on the.
it.
Yes.
Don't
Anyways,
say it. Don't
so
say
yes. Anyway, so now we're building custom AI houses. We've basically sort of pivoted from the metaverse to the AI house model 3D print. And so honestly, we've changed the name of our business to Glousing. To AI house model 3D print. So it's a great app you can now
Oh,
download on your phone. We build customized AI houses. So the artificial intelligence will build you a house. We built a 3D printer the size of the White House, and it's been cranking out these Soviet style block houses, just as I guess as a beta test. And then recently we moved into more Mediterranean themed mega villas, we're calling them. And they're
hmm.
just sort of huge villas. And so, yeah, those have been going very well. They're very stable, very profitable. We've taken that 3 billion from Meta, and we've just been turning it into solid gold, Babara. So, as you can tell,
That
this
is,
this project is going swimmingly.
and may I
Oh,
ask,
don't say
who
swimming.
are the, excuse
No
me, sir,
swimming.
who are the lucky recipients of these homes?
Yes, so we actually we have about 75 we call them new money billionaires. So we have a few folks of perhaps your level of prestige, Barbara. A very high level of high income individuals. So we have a few of those folks. And then we have about 7,500 homeless people that we've moved in right next door. So we're sort of not only housing the homeless, but we're building mega houses for the rich at the same time. So I don't want to say that I'm saving the world, Barbara, but
you're sure
not all
making it a
heroes
better
wear
place.
capes. Exactly, yeah.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Barbara, I think we need an update on you. How's your I can't remember much right now in general, but
Thank you so much for
you have a
asking.
business.
My life has seemed to have blossomed so much since I last came back from vacation.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. More ways than one. I think business is going better than it ever has. Better than it ever has been. And
What is your business again? I can't think of your you.
do you remember that I'm in a very prestigious office where I work with several colleagues who are extremely determined, just like me, for the contribution of a greater cause. So,
That's right.
What's
You have that very fancy office that overlooks Central Park, from what I
yeah.
remember. That's very nice. What do you do in that office, if I may ask?
good question, Nick.
Sort of to
Thank you.
dovetail onto Standish's
I'm
point
trying
there.
to get it through my throat, but I got water stuck in it.
I'm so glad that you asked. Really, I think I spend most of my day working on Slack and just helping people determine how much they want to dominate in their lives.
Don't take offense
That
at
makes
this,
sense.
Standish, but Babara, that's a bit of a watered down answer. Can we perhaps get something a little bit
God.
more solid?
Gentlemen, I'm more concerned about what you are doing to further your business. If I could just be quite frank with you, my business is something that is not easy to wrap your head around in layman's terms. Um, I think it's better if I just show you what I do as opposed to telling. So, if we could continue on with the conversation, perhaps more will reveal itself.
Show us, Bibra. Show
Oh,
us. I'm ready.
yes. Show us the man behind the curtain, or the woman behind, the person behind the curtain.
Okay, well, here's how it goes. Neither of you really know what the fuck you're doing. And it's my turn.
Ouch.
That's look, Nick.
Constructive criticism there for you, Standish.
I'm doing fine. Nick's the one who needs help because I can tell he's lying. Can tell he's.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I've heard that. I mean, I feel bad that you're potentially bleeding out, missing an arm, and you're now coughing up blood and
I'm not coughing blood. I just
terrified of water. I mean, that's not. None
That's
of
not
those things
water.
are good, Standish. But I heard that I heard that the Amish are now an Amish website is now suing you. I don't know how that happened, but you remember you enlisted the Amish to build houses for you, and now they've basically forsaken their oath of zero technology, and they created a website that's called suestandish.org, and they've gotten quite a lot of contributions. So I don't know if you're still in the midst of that lawsuit or how you're sort of dominating the Amish, but I just it sounds like a mess.
You know how I'm dominating the Amish is integrity. I have always said that they are too compromising. They do not hold themselves to a strict enough standard. These Amish, and look where they are. They've compromised. The second it's advantageous to make a website, what do? They make a website. They fundraise. They crowdfund. I think you call it. You civilized.
Yes, they have a GoFundMe page.
Yes, and look at the integrity there. Oh, you can't see any because there is none. What I did here though is I did befriend one of the many FBI raiders. Befriend in the last moments of his life. It was a bitter fight, and the best man won, as he always does. But he said, I was asking him, so what else? What else are you guys investigating? These. I was trying to make some small talk right before he went on to the next place. Hell,
Kind of you.
yeah, and he said, you know what? We're looking into a lot these days is Nick Slick's business dealings. And I said, I know that name. So you tell us, Nick, what are you doing that they're investigating you for?
Well, let me tell you this, Standish. I'm definitely not being sued. I mean, you might be being sued by the Amish, but I'm definitely not even, remotely connected to the class action lawsuit of the 7,500 homeless people against the business. You might have heard of that, Bavara. You might have perhaps read that in the New York Times, but
Yes, I
that's
did.
not. Yes, that's not me. They're suing. That's my company. They were suing Glousing, so we had to change the name to AI House Model Print 3D Print. So now that we've changed the name, the class action is out the window, and so are the homeless, hopefully.
So, do you feel like this has completely altered the trajectory of what used to be potential success for you?
Yes, Standish, do you feel
That's
like
a
you
question for
failed?
you, Nick. She's at,
No, I believe
This
she's
is what this is
Babara. That
wondering
was
now.
clearly a Standish question based on the context. Am I wrong?
You know what? Let's go ahead and open this up to the both of you. But Mr. Slick, I'd love it if you would elaborate first.
I'd love that too, Nick.
Well, sure. I'm a man who stands behind his product. I stand behind my company, and I will say this: those Mediterranean mega villas did not collapse. They sort of purposefully deconstructed through a spontaneous event. That's what my lawyers are telling me I'm supposed to say. So, as far as that's concerned, and that's relation to the class action lawsuit, there's no standing from the homeless, and even the other high net worth individuals. They have no leg to stand on legally. So I think that the silver lining is out there somewhere, Babara. The sunnier days are ahead, and that we just have to go through the tunnel before we can enjoy the sunlight, as it were.
You are lucky that that is exactly the message I needed to hear today. I still think there are miles and miles of work that you need to walk across, but Mr. Babcock,
Yeah. I am.
Regale us, Standard.
I'm glad Nick did mention having legs to stand on, because I may not have two arms to hold on to things with, but I do have my two legs, and they are flailing around right now, and I am very lightheaded and aggressively angry. But I think it's going to be okay. It's probably normal, right? To got a lot of saliva too, and I think I'm at a point where it's a crossroads. So, but what you were talking about, things are irrevocably changed. Change is that's how we are reborn. That's how we are resurrected. And this may be the moment where I need to sort of evolve into my next phase. I don't believe in evolution, but it is a useful metaphor.
I am here to
Barbara,
confirm that
oh,
if
oh,
you do
pardon me.
not. Oh,
Oh, pardon the
Let
interruption,
Barbara
Barbara. I was
talk,
just,
Nick,
just going to
you
say
son of a
that we've.
bitch.
I was just going to say something here, Standish. I beg your pardon. I was just going to
Go with
say,
Barbara.
Barbara, we've got to hand it to Standish here that
oh,
he might have accidentally destroyed a national forest and scattered the carcasses of potentially diseased bovine everywhere, or in the thousands, and now
It's the
there's a state of
humans. The
emergency.
diseased
But
humans are what you got to watch out for, Nick. If you, I'm like, seriously,
I
I
just
like you, but I
I don't
really
understand
got to
how
watch
you
out for
I
these
don't
hordes.
understand how you pivot from that, Standish. It just doesn't make any. I mean, you like
Onward
for
and
me,
upward.
I'm going to litigiously work my way through this, and America values corporations more than people, so I have a good sense that I'm going to win this, even if we did potentially, unalive some people. But that's neither here nor there.
No,
You're just as you're 10 times worse, Standish. I
I
mean,
get
you've
it. I do get it.
you've destroyed an entire state. Not that Utah was really worth mentioning to
I
begin
would
with, but
say unalive is maybe what you do. Undead is a little closer to what I've been doing, and I do regret the thousands of people who are now undead. I
It
don't.
does sound like the Walking Dead is now has been unleashed.
But I'm.
Gentlemen, if I may interrupt at this point to point out
Please.
a serious success in the lesson plan today, I have found that you two are taking the criticisms from each other and finding some sort of overlapping domination. Um, would you agree with that?
Overlapping domination. Yeah.
Mm.
I may have unleashed a lot of domination that is taking down.
I'm saying that the two of you are seeming more simpatico towards the end of this conversation as you were
I
before.
I don't know about that, Babara. I would say that, for me to have to do anything with Standish, I'd probably give my right arm just to be able to avoid
Uh,
that.
What I
I'm
think
sure
is
he would too.
I'm feeling more. I'm feeling. Oh,
Standish, keep drinking your water.
oh,
We have not finished talking about what's next for you.
oh.
He's being replicated too, Babara.
Well, gentlemen, I don't think it's quite yet time to wrap up before we do cover one last topic, and that is moving forward into ultimate domination. Mr. Standish, as you are squeamishly working through the rest of this conversation, I would love it if you could share with us what your next plan of action is. Mr. Standish? And I think we've lost him.
I think he might be well, hopefully he's still with us, but who knows, Babara. Yes, I don't know if perhaps his final domination was to turn into a grizzly bear, as it sounds like.
But he did sound like he was doing a fairly decent job with that. Mr. Slick, do you care to lead us out with your next step?
Sure, Babara. So, as you now know, unfortunately, my company is being sued in a giant class action lawsuit with roughly 7,500 aggrieved parties. So that's not really good. You don't want to have your business in that sort of position.
It's
But
terrible.
it's terrible. It's terrible. But the thing is, we grow stronger through our problems. We overcome them and we become an even stronger company. So I think this is a good thing overall. And I think that, well, our plan, Bavara, in order to dominate, is to essentially sue the federal government for everything it's worth, to see if we can take all of the tax revenue from the government, just in order to sort of fund the next round of our business here. So, we got the 3 billion from Meta, but we need more money. We got to put more coal in the fire,
I
so to speak.
see.
So, yeah, so we are now suing the federal government for damages. They have allowed this lawsuit to come at us, and so we are saying essentially, how dare you allow the common people, the people, to sue a company? That's a travesty in a free, open capitalist society. The companies dictate everything, and the people don't say shit about it. They don't get to say a dang thing. So, I think personally, once this goes to the Supreme Court, we'll have a pretty good, sound understanding of where we're headed. But I think, as my lawyers say, we have a very strong, robust case here. So I'm looking forward to our next phase where we'll be using government money to hopefully fund our business, and these pesky little lawsuits, we can sort of swat them away like summertime hay flies,
That
so
is
to speak.
really, really fascinating and exciting, and we will be with you every step of the way. When we come back next time, don't be prepared for me to be on a pink cloud coming off of vacation. I'm really gonna bust your balls next time, gentlemen. So, thank you so
That
much
is, if
for.
Standish is still alive. hopefully,
Yes,
you know, if it's just me
yes,
around
please.
Bavara, we could have more of a mentor-mentee relationship rather than a you know, critical thing. But we'll walk through the details next time. I'm sorry to interject yet again, Bavara.
Next time, whatever we do is what shall be. So I'll catch you on the flip side.